That's what the snake bite thing is for.
And we're live, and yes, snakebite kit. Okay, so you're sounding yourself with a snakebite kit, huh? Anyway, welcome to Buy the Dice.
Well, I mean, sometimes the eye drop works better with tweezers. Use the tweezers to grab it, and the eye drops.
Is there a magnifying glass involved? You know, like monocle status?
Nah. I don't need magnifying glass. I got 20/20 vision.
All right. So, that being the case, announcements for this evening. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Thank you again to Rip Reptiles, a local scaled exotic rescue here in Eugene, for continuing to provide printing materials.
And shout out to Rare Earth Dispensary here in Eugene. They provide all of our old Toby that you see us smoking and enjoying. You can check us out at 2880 Elmira Road in Eugene, Oregon. Come check us out. We got some pretty good products at some reasonable prices. 21 and over, please.
Right. And I believe, other than that, thank you again to Martia's Muses for the music that I will put on at our bio break. And with that, let's get into it, shall we?
We shall.
Alright, so, when last we left this madness off, everyone had escaped the cell and finds themselves in a hallway. The room resealed, though things were still bubbling up from the bottom of the floor when you sealed it, with the three bodies in there. Well, whatever it is, at least it's fed. And you now find yourselves sitting in a hallway. It's pretty dark through the portcullis windows that you can see to your right. And there's a door in front of you, and to your left down the hallway you can see a pile of barrels stacked to the ceiling. So that looks like that particular hallway has been blocked off for one reason or another. So, having found yourselves in this very frigid castle, you now stare at an iron double door. With a storeroom to your back. Well, a niche type area, like there was like where an archer's station would be, full of dried goods, foods, basically being used for cold storage of produce. So, what you guys doing?
So since we took a rest before acting out of the room and everything, does that mean our HP is back up, or?
You gain HP if you use your hit dice on your short rest.
On a short rest, you can use up to your maximum number of hit dice to recover hit points. Oh, you can also use a healer's kit to recover your hit dice worth of hit points.
So I only had like 5 hit points to recover, so would we say like I recovered that, or?
Roll a D. What's your hit die? D8, I think.
Yeah, mine's D8.
Roll a D8, add your Constitution modifier.
Yep.
This is how many of those 5 you get back.
3 plus
I think it's a 2.
7. I got a 7.
Okay, so you're back up to full, and you need to keep in mind that where you now only have 5 more D8s that you can gain back impossible hit points for the rest until your next long rest.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm fine with that.
Anybody else, while you're able to collect yourself and assess the situation?
I'm only down 2 hit points. I'm okay.
Yes.
I'm a bad player. My character sheet's gonna be on my phone tonight.
You forgot it at home.
I did. I pulled it out to make sure it was right and forgot to put it back in.
Cheers. As long as you can run it.
Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah, like, talk amongst yourselves. You've got this short rest that he's taken to recover, so...
I want to investigate those barrels just to see if they have anything useful.
Okay, so go ahead and roll investigation.
Alright. 13.
Alright. So on a 13, you could say that they are definitely capable of holding liquid. They are water-type barrels. Iron-bound rings. They look like they're made of a combination of maple and oak, some of them possibly a black walnut. You actually would be able to tell that much with a 13 on these. You notice that they're all sealed with wax on both ends, and they don't have like where you'd expect to have the cork for a wine barrel if it was a tappable keg, so that you have a way to get the air out or let air in so that the liquid will push out. These don't appear to have that. They are stacked where that particular piece shows them stacked in a triangle like that.
Yeah.
There are some stacked that way, but they each have like 3 barrels wide blocking off the hallway that are full and standing upright. So instead of that's how they're holding the pyramid of angled up.
So they have liquid content, but I don't know what the liquid content.
You cannot tell from this without cracking one open. Can't smell anything or nothing. Whoever packaged this did a very good job. What about you?
So there, you said we're in front of some double doors.
Yes, there's a set of double doors.
I want to investigate the doors.
Okay, go ahead and roll investigation.
14 plus 5 is 19.
Alright. So this is a very nice reinforced door. It has very interesting filigree pattern. It looks like an ice motif. But the more you look at it at a 19 on investigating it, you notice that it has some sort of a locking mechanism, and the inlay of a dragon that almost looks like it's made out of the blizzard itself has been, you'd think, etched, kind of. It looks like there might be parts that move. You're not sure what'll happen if you move any of them now. You're kind of skeptical about moving anything near the mouth, though, because you can see a hole. Like, it looks like it hollows out and goes back into the door where the mouthpiece is, and on a few other points on the door. Other than that, there's also the standard, this has a set of bars, roughly about yay long.
Like crossbars?
No, like door handles.
Okay.
About this long, and doors maybe about 15 to 20 feet tall. Looks like it probably weighs the better side of 800 pounds, and them hinges is huge. Big enough to support it, actually.
I want to try to pick the lock.
Okay, so you're gonna go for the lock on the door handles?
Why not?
Hang on, before you go to try to pick this lock, I'm gonna try and tap one of the barrels. I want to find out what the contents of the barrels.
So you're gonna open up one of the barrels that's standing upright?
Yeah, I'm gonna open up one of the barrels.
Alright.
Okay. I'll let you do that first.
Thank you. There were 10 possible things that could be in it, was the one I wanted.
Cool.
So, as you crack open this barrel, you've been to Japan. You know that dried fermented fish that when they're making it and before they seal it away in the barrels and everything to salt cure, you can pretty much smell fish for about 6 miles away?
Yeah.
It's a barrel full of that
So,
in a enclosed area.
fermented fish.
You know, fuck y'all. Fish don't fucking bother me. I'm supposed to live back.
He's a cat. Yeah, but I do need everybody else to make a Constitution save.
Do you have any
Because this be some pungent.
Hey man, I was trying to see if there was flammable liquid or gunpowder or something we could use.
You said a constitution save?
Yeah.
Cause I got a feeling you're gonna pop that door and something nasty's gonna creep out. Like worse than the fish.
Dirty 20.
So you feel bile up in the back of your throat as the smell washes over you, and then there's like this sudden salivation and a want to go eat. That actually smells like it might taste good when you get past the initial blast. 4. You are drawn away from focusing on the lock for a moment as you vomit on your shoes.
Fuck that, I'm vomiting on Wisp. He's the one that opened it.
Okay, let's just be square about some shit.
I mean, you're pretty far from me, so you got to move and
You
come over and puke on
would be
me.
like here. Wisp would be like 10 feet away over there. You didn't get a natural one, so you're not projectiling.
Oh, that's fucking stupid. I want to blast him in the face.
I mean, you can always puke on your door.
Like, that's gonna help.
At least it wouldn't be on you.
Well, okay then. So you end up basically retching on the floor for a minute. You were able to at least aim away from the door. We'll say you missed your shoes.
I'm gonna take and put the lid on the barrel, obviously, because, yeah, that's pretty gross.
And Kalora, what are you doing as this is all happening?
Let's try UV.
I'm not driving.
They got hungry.
Yeah, they got hungry.
Dirty 20 did that.
I'm gonna stay put and watch. The bird looks suspicious and a little confused.
Alright. So now you know what's in at least that barrel. Apparently between what you'd seen up in that one corner where you were basically hiding for a moment and that barrel, you would assume that wherever you are is technically what one would consider a food storage area.
Yeah.
Which also makes you really question why you were in that room.
Yeah, food. I get why we were in that room. Like. Alright, so, come on, man. You wanted to do this lock.
So after I'm done spewing all over the place, I gain my composure, and I pull out my lock picking kit, and I try to pick this lock.
Alright, go ahead and roll sleight of hand.
Wait, wouldn't that be with advantage since I'm proficient in thieves' tools?
No, that just means you don't get disadvantage.
Okay. $18
Total or just off the roll?
total.
Total?
14 on the roll, 4 plus 4 bonus.
Alright.
And your
So.
sleight of hand sucks.
Because I added everything to, I did pretty much investigation.
Mine's still 6.
I did
So
investigation.
you hear the tumblers click, you feel everything fall into place, and you go back 5, 6, 7, 8 tumblers, and then your pick catches on something, and you hear a hissing sound coming from inside the door.
Inside the door or the opposing room on the other side?
Inside the door.
Okay, that makes sense. So it's what I thought.
And a slight rattling coming from a few of the scales along the embossment. It starts moving a little bit and rattling. Like a metallic rattlesnake, even.
Alright, so obviously you fucked up.
I fucked up. You're the one that poisoned us all.
I didn't poison anybody. Just stunk up the room. And I mean, only you really suffered. Everybody else was fine.
It were a powerful stench, though. You've
Yeah.
smelled that stuff.
Yeah.
It's right.
I'm going to go ahead and,
It's delicious.
since obviously the door hasn't activated yet, I'm going to try and pick the lock.
I got a question. Your lockpicks are still in the lock hole.
I'm gonna try to.
Are you gonna try and keep going or not?
No, I'm gonna slide them out and I'm good. You can do your thing. I'm not getting.
Roll a sleight of hand again.
Me or?
No, him.
Okay.
Plus 4. 12.
And I need you to roll a dex check. Or a dex save.
You wrote it?
Okay, that's a +7.
How far away from that door are you right now, actually?
I'm over by the barrel, so I still haven't moved over by the door yet.
That'll work.
24.
Well, that one was that you rolled the difficulty, so all right. So
It's a
as you
+7.
go to pull back, you watch as you notice really quickly that there's a bit of frost going up the length of the lockpick as you go to pull it out, and as you're pulling your hand away, a spike about this long of ice, only like a weird greenish iridescent purple color, goes jutting out the back end of it, and your lockpick is very much stuck.
We'll have to get a new lock.
And the eyes of the carving light up.
What color?
White.
Might need a spell.
I hit it with my head.
With your head.
That's not a spell.
The door or the dragon-looking thing on the door?
The door. Shield in front of me, so it would boom, boom, but I am aiming.
You're shield bashing it, basically.
That is an 800
Okay,
pound double steel door.
I'm not trying to lift it.
Okay. It's
And I am
it's
going
only
as-
iron, so
I am like going
Okay,
all the
double
way
iron
back,
still.
then charging
okay.
forward.
So
So I'm gonna take
5,
about
10.
She
You
went
take
about
about
5 feet back.
5 feet to my. I'm gonna move
5 feet back, 25 feet
You
forward.
will, yeah, which will get you right to the door to hit it when you run forward. And, well, go ahead and roll your shield bash damage.
Once, can I move?
Or your
about,
shield bash to hit.
Can I move about 5 feet towards Wisp so I don't get hit on the
15.
way? Because I am still standing in front of the door.
Strength. It's an 18.
Well, that'll definitely hit the door. I mean, you just had to roll above standard 10 armor class. It's a stationary thing. So it. Go ahead and roll damage on what a shield bash would do for you. It's bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, it's a solid 6. It's considered an an
Unarmed.
unarmed attack. Unarmed strike. There it is. That's the word.
So it'd be your D6 plus
No,
strength?
just a 6.
Okay.
Water starts slowly seeping out of the mouth of this thing, as well as a cold fog moving upward towards the ceiling. And the door, the good news, the icicle broke. You hit right on the seam of the doors, figuring the weakest point. You actually did hit right.
So if the icicle broke, did Rogan's lockpick come out, or is it still stuck?
Oh, it's all the way in. Like Ron Jeremy for most of his career.
Well.
Matter of fact, with your what's your strength?
20.
Yeah, with your strength, you do hear the most interesting sound on the other side. You hear through the crack at the bottom of the door a lockpick go down the hallway, clattering loudly and seeming to echo off of the halls.
So much for the element of surprise.
So is the lock mechanism broken?
Oh, my lock.
Has
pick went
anybody
through.
checked?
I'm gonna check the lock mechanism and see if it's broken.
Alright. Go ahead. Roll investigation.
14.
No clue.
I'm gonna go ahead and try to pick it.
Alright. Go ahead and roll your sleight of hand.
You number 1?
No, I got a 2.
Well, that's better than 1.
Plus my lockpick skill is or my sleight of hand is +6, so I've got an 8.
Alright, so you feel that about half of where there should have been tumblers is missing. Parts of that, there are about, from what you count as it goes over the bumps where the missing pieces of metal got stripped.
Hey everybody, I'm tickling the dragon's insides!
You feel that there's like 6 past the initial 6, so this was a 12 tumbler lock.
Okay.
And your lockpicks start getting cold to the touch, but whatever it is seems to have been damaged and isn't doing what it did to
Ronan's pick?
Ronan's pick.
I'm gonna pull my pick out just so that way, like, you know.
It's covered in a weird purplish green frost.
Alright.
And you can see light shining through as you pull the lockpick out.
Okay. I'm gonna put the lockpick in my frost salamander pouch.
Okay.
Where I keep my thieves tools and my other tools. Because
Okay.
I'm not trying to have, you know, a cold leg.
Oh, why not?
A little bit of frost protection goes a long way.
Yeah.
Hence while I'm wearing a salamander outfit.
Yeah.
Imagine a tabaxi wrapped from head to toe in frost salamander. I even have little frost salamander claws. On the others.
Yeah.
Hey man, take that frost damage.
Well, it gives you a resistance and halves it, but yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
That will be very helpful. Alright.
I was smart.
So. You can see straight through. The door barely even, it didn't move or even go like buckle at all. Even with the lock being shot basically out the back side of it. You can still feel that 6 of the tumblers were in there, you just could not get them to trip.
But I can see through the lock hole, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think you could do that before.
Nobody checked.
That's true. I mean...
I'm gonna go back to level 5, take a level in Barbarian and hit the door? No.
No. Because that would require time travel, and you are not capable of doing so.
Joking, of course.
To be younger and know what we know now.
I mean, you know, she could always put a hand to the hip.
No, I'm deliberately trying
And
not
then
to
a step to the
multi-class this character.
right. Sorry.
I'm
Sorry.
actually trying not to multi-class this character.
Good luck.
You mentioned getting a level.
And now we want to do the time warp again.
And it made me think of time warp.
Right. So, Ronan, you can see light through the end of the tunnel, so to speak. And at this point, you wouldn't have known because you didn't actually get down and look at the lock. You just went to go and pick it. So you couldn't have seen through it because there was a lockpick stuck in there from your fail. Your epic fail, especially after talking all kinds of shit about being able to do better.
I would have fucking.
You feel sheepish.
Yeah, I would have fucking.
Yeah, you did a far worse job.
Yeah.
You were pretty sure yours probably would have blasted you in the face. Actually,
Yeah.
you wouldn't have got the saving throw. It would have just blasted you with that much of a failure. Your failure was at least high enough that you got a saving throw.
It's pretty much been going in rotation here, man. So it's back to you. Let's go, Ronan. Let's go.
Well, the only thing I can do is attack this thing. The other thing I got besides these tools is a hammer, some ball bearings, daggers, and a bunch of crossbows and a short sword.
So be creative.
So now I gotta be creative again, like last time.
So what I want to do is I want to take one of my arrows and gently wrap the tip of it in a little bit of cloth that I can light on fire and see if I can shoot it into the mechanism and get it to melt.
That's not.
Be creative.
Please talk amongst yourselves.
I was gonna say, why don't you just use one of the pipes that you got and try to use it as leverage though? I mean, you can see through the lock mechanism, which means there's a possibility of damaging.
Yeah,
said
you guys
lock
did loot the
mechanism.
bodies before you locked them in the room.
Yeah.
The pike is a 10-foot tall spear, and it does have a solid haft on it on these ones, so.
Oh, I also have a Dungeoneer's pack. I need to look up what that does.
It has all kinds of stuff in it, including
Yeah.
rope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to look that up. But that's what I want to do. I want to see if I can get the pike into the lock mechanism and kind of jam it open.
So, into the lock mechanism in between the crease on the doors, or into the lock mechanism? Yeah, that's the book that it's in.
I know I have one. I just didn't want to.
Or into the lock mechanism into the keyhole itself.
How big is that keyhole?
Well,
the
have you ever
reason
seen a
why I'm
pike?
passing you the handbook is because of the factor that, this is time sensitive, bro. There's
Yeah.
water leaking out from underneath the door.
Oh. Well, water leaking out from the dragon's mouth in the door, and cold leaking up.
Yeah, but I mean, we don't know if it's gonna It's time sensitive.
Uh-huh.
So getting through it, makes sense to read what you've got. Get some ideas.
I do have an extra hammer and an extra crowbar. Because I got one of those when I first started, and now I got one
Alright,
in my
so see, now you have some ideas of what you can do.
So what, you want me to try to pry the damn door open?
I don't know, figure it out. You the rogue. Come on, rogue, show us some of your roguish skills.
I'm good at hiding, not hitting shit.
You're not hidden. Most rogues are good.
This is some B&E type deal. This is right
Yeah,
up your
like, most rogues are good at, breaking into locked places or, disarming traps or, figuring things out. I'm a warlock. I'm not supposed to be doing this shit.
While you are hearing Wisp give this lecture to Ronan, what are you doing? And you're going for the lock itself or between the doors?
You never answered how big the lock itself was. Yeah, no, in between the door and the...
Okay.
Yeah, there's no way I could get a pipe to that big of a slot.
Next to the keyhole or towards the floor or towards the ceiling, where are you going to try and pry
Next
this?
to the keyhole, see if there's something that I could pry apart, get more access.
This ought to be interesting. Go ahead and roll to hit. Now that I know what you're aiming at, I know what its armor class is. And just because of what you're trying to do...
Oh, crap.
And that's with my dex, right?
Yeah.
Crap.
12.
Like I said, oh, crap.
I just had, it's an inanimate object, I just had to beat 10.
Yes, but you're aiming for a specific part of an inanimate object that is actually technically behind plate mail. Because it's got those two big metal doors behind the intricate little parts that make it function. And you're aiming for the intricate parts, you made that clear. So, you hear good news. You did manage to hit the slot between the doors perfectly. You hear the metal of the spear point go vertically between the two doors. The scraping of metal, and then it collides with something about halfway through what you would gauge this door, which is actually about yay thick.
Okay.
Pike's got a pretty long point on it, but it's a bit broad. And you put a good bit of force into that, by the way, for it to go in that deep. And it reverberates and shakes through, and your body weight snaps the tip off of the pike between the doors.
I'm just fucking all kinds of shit up.
It does seem to have made it so that there's a little bit of a bend in the actual door itself. He did actually manage to puncture in the lock mechanism casing. Just not the mechanism itself. And the tip of the pike is now stuck in the door, and you now have a blunted pike. It does Same damage -1.
So
It doesn't pierce as well anymore.
It'd still be 1d10 piercing -1.
1d10 -1 piercing damage.
Yeah, so like I rolled 1d10, let's say I got a 9, it'd actually be.
Yeah, because you had your strength modifier anyway.
Yeah. But
It
let's say
basically negates your strength modifier because it's blunted. Other than, or you can just pitch it. You have another one, and it is a 10-foot spear. 8 to 10 feet, but yeah.
No, I thought Pudgy had the other one. No, I thought I only grabbed one.
Yeah, you grabbed one of the iron spears, and I grabbed one of the iron spears.
All right, so that has broken off, and that does bring us to you.
I take a few steps back as though I'm going to hit it again.
All right,
So that's it.
just gonna step back a little bit and stare at it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and Wisp, you can see the spear point stuck between the doors now.
I'm gonna try and see if I can see what's on the other side of the door.
Like through the lock.
Through the space where the spear tip is stuck in it.
Okay,
Like how
there's
large
a
is it?
pinhole about this big.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll perception with disadvantage because that is a tiny ass space.
Alright. So you roll 2d20s and take the lowest?
Correct.
Alright.
You can add your bonuses still, so there's that.
14.
Okay, so out of 14, what you can see is right there.
Okay.
That is what you can see.
Alright. So is there any enemies in that
You
area
don't
that I'm
see
looking?
anybody else on the side of the door. You can see the lockpick that went flying and clattering.
Okay.
Leaning, you figured out why. It's up against what looks like a basin, and you can kind of see the reflection of water and torchlight.
Okay.
Like they're using it as a reflector to better light the hallway.
Okay.
You can see that it bounced off of that and is kind of bounced back and forth, and that's where all the clattering was, and it's leaning against the thing. So your lockpick is retrievable.
Cool. But I can see on the other side of the door, correct?
That triangle, but yes.
Okay. I am going to... Where'd you say you're located?
I'm a few steps back.
Alright, because technically I would be over here by the door.
That would put you here. You would be right here, actually, at that crack.
Okay,
And you, Ronan, because you were 10 feet away with a spear with reach, would be back there, actually.
Alright, so I'm going to... Can't believe I'm gonna fucking do this again. Anyway, I'm going to grab those two and dimension door into that room since I can see.
Okay. Yeah, you could technically do that. Are you going to aim for the solid, or are you going to aim for the water?
I'm gonna aim for the solid in front of the basin that I can see.
Through that, there is a difficulty there. I need you to go ahead and roll with your spellcasting bonus on a d20. Roll high. That is a very small space to be aiming through. And it's really hard to get depth perception right in that small of a...
25.
25. Oh, you're cold. So, how far away from the door did you want to land?
I want to land...
DC was 20, so...
Okay, I was gonna say I want to land probably about here.
Okay.
Like right in front of the basin.
So,
So it would be me, Kalora, and Ronan all popping into that spot.
what you can see...
Just for the record, I can't use that again until I have the long rest.
is this.
Actually, no, I got one more use.
You can see it's about, actually it's pretty well lit.
So I'm going to take
here.
and put us in here.
You could have seen, yep, to there.
Yeah, I'm gonna take and put us in here.
And that, so, as you come through, to your left, there's another door. So this is closed off.
Okay.
You see that reflecting pool, and then back through here would be torches that are basically reflecting down onto that pool itself.
Okay.
Through here is a hallway that seems to open up just a little bit beyond you into a much larger room.
Okay.
And the light seems to fade into the room past what I have exposed right there.
Okay.
Gloria, you get snatched while you're sitting there, as do you, Ronan, and you find yourself on the other side of this door. Your lockpick is actually leaning quite nicely right about here, well within about 5 feet away from you, and you can see it quite clearly.
I'm gonna pick it up.
Alright, so you have not lost your lockpick now, and you didn't break it. It does look like it's a little bit worse for wear because of the tumblers being raked out as it went that away. You know, big dumb bird. And,
I hit things.
At
That's
least
what I
now
do.
we're on the other side of the door.
right. And, now, where are you going?
By the way, you technically lost your pike. It's on the other side of the door. I'm not going back for it.
It was blunted anyway and damaged goods.
Mm-hmm.
At least the tip broke off.
Right.
Only the tip.
Yeah, the door understands how to play just the tip.
Right.
You tried to give it the shaft too and it broke the tip off.
Better than breaking at the shaft.
Splinters.
Alright, so technically it's kind of your turn.
I want to look around and investigate the room that we're in a little while.
Alright, where are you headed?
Just
Well, you can see what you can see.
we can head back towards that corner where the most light is.
So this direction?
Yeah.
So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 will bring you right about here. Okay. Which will open up
A huge fucking arena.
a large room
Looks like a fucking arena.
with a set of stairs.
Like an arena. Like a death pit from Skyrim.
As you step in here, there's a railing across here and to here that is, and this raises up as it goes around and off into another thing on like a weird spiral ramp that goes about 15, 20 feet. So it's at a diagonal. In the center of the room, there's a statue that looks very much like the carving that was on the door, which you notice is not on this side of the door. And beyond that, this room is very devoid. It looks like there's blood around the base of the statue. The statue's is pretty tall, actually. It's relatively intricately carved would be a good way to go. Y'all have seen some craftsmanship. This was done superbly. It almost looks like it could breathe. And whatever stone it's made of, it glistens like fresh fallen snow. And while it puts off cold, it's obviously not ice.
I'm not a magical creature. I'm not a caster of any kind. I would like to roll an Arcana check to see if I could just feel like it's magic.
Do you have Arcana as a skill?
I do. I do, and I actually took points in it to make sure that I would
Be able to do this?
Yeah.
Okay, then go ahead and make your Arcana check. Just to find out if it feels magical, right?
Yep.
Don't fail.
That is
Oh crap.
not a fail. 3.
Plus,
It's 3.
so 2 plus 1.
Right? Yeah. -1 plus 2 from my proficiency. That's 3.
Yeah. Okay, so, the answer is, yeah, it definitely feels magical. You're not sure what it feels weird. It feels real weird, like Ugno-like.
I hit it.
Roll the hit.
I want to see if it
He's
breaks.
hitting.
The statue.
You haven't even made it that far yet.
It's evil!
2, 3, 4, 5, 6 will get you there. It's a statue. Yeah, it takes up. It's a big statue.
16.
Oh, that hits.
Alright.
Roll for damage.
Alright. And I'll go back to Kalora. Thank you very much. Actions. Hip. 1d plus 5. 9.
Okay.
He's an Ugno-like.
So you watch a big chunk go flying off from the statue, and yeah, about that. What's your armor class?
My armor class is 18.
I need you to make a dex save.
Okay. Badoosh over here. See if that. Alright. Plus 2. What is that?
14.
14? That would be a 16.
Good news is you made your saving throw.
Thanks for keeping my dice warm, man.
You welcome.
2, 3.
I got cheeks of plenty.
Cheeks of leather. This is why we're friends.
Right.
And you take 7 points of cold damage. When you strike it, a blast of cold just smacks you. Like Hellish Rebuke status smacks you.
How many points? 7?
7, because you made the save.
Okay.
So
14 and a half.
completely in real life here, right? Has anybody else besides me ever played World of Warcraft?
No.
Yeah.
Okay. This literally sounds like a Leroy Jenkins moment.
Kinda, yeah. You
he
Leroyed
gave me-
it and got smacked.
He gave me the mentality of, no like it. So, taking that and running with it, I hit it.
Well, with a 3 on the check,
So,
what do you want?
There's a door to my left, you said. I'm gonna see if the door is unlocked, and if not, I'm going to try to pick the lock.
Door's locked. Go ahead and roll your sleight of hand.
Do a very good job of keeping their doors locked around here.
14.
Keep the storerooms locked. 14.
Yeah.
You fiddle with it.
15. 7,
15?
7, and
The tumblers pop into place, and it takes you a minute, but you manage to just get the last one to fall in, and you hear the lock open.
okay.
And as you open the door, you see a hallway that seems to be dead end after about 20 feet in, and then turn to the left.
Am I able to see anything else in this room?
Nope.
Okay, I'm just gonna leave that door open just in case what I think is gonna happen happens. Because, that one of the first things you should always know going into a place like this is to cover your exits. Okay, so I know where my exit is.
Yeah, because the door you came in this room through is still closed.
Yeah.
And locked.
Yeah.
Now I have my options as for dice if the d20s start being.
But since I still have movement, I'm going to move a little closer to where Ronan is.
Alright.
Just in case.
Alright, so. Speaking of which, it's your turn, Ronan. Oh. Yeah, and you totally watched the big dumb bird hit the statue, take a chunk out of it. You did damage it. So, props to you. But.
Oh, I didn't know you
Yeah.
Yeah, it's helpful. But, while you did manage to take a chunk out of the statue bit back.
Meh. Okay, I got bit by a statue. Oh no. Poor bird.
Right. So what you doing?
I want to explore the room, like walk around the edges and see if there's anything on the walls that could give us an indication of where we might be or what's going on.
They're relatively smooth stone walls. You notice as you look around, passive perception, that this room seems to be domed about 2 floors up in height. You do see that there is a almost ramped inlay away from the wall, about 10 feet wide, that goes upward, and then there are doors at the far end over top of the stairwell. You can see past the banister, and it looks like there's an alcove carved out so that you can go down those stairs and then take up and around. Beyond that, and the bloody mess around the statue, there seems to be like frost forming at the tops of all the creases of the room, and for any more information than that, you're going to need to at least make a perception check.
13.
So at a 13, you would notice that there are carvings around the floor of the statue that seem to be inlaid with ice. Like, everything here that looks decorative, like what you would expect for decorative carvings, seems to either be an inlay or like built in the same manner as that door was. This particular room looks like it's meant to house something very large, if at all possible. And there's what looks like a very large, okay, you've seen the Olympics, right? You know how they light the big brazier at the top?
Mm-hmm.
It looks like that, only empty, tucked away in a far, or back about, we'll say, here.
What? I was rolling my dice.
Yeah, though you call it now.
Yep. That's exactly what he calls it. So, beyond that, not much. And through the multiple windows that you can see upward, you would know that this is an outlying wall. And the windows here are about yay wide. They do not have glass or anything in them. You can feel the wind outside, and it is cold. You're very happy for your armor. You are feeling frosty. And you're pretty sure that your nipples could cut glass.
There's nothing in the windows?
Nope.
So you said there were markings on the bottom of the statue?
Yes.
I want to do a history and or arcana check to see if I can learn anything about what the symbols mean.
Pick one.
Anybody
Anybody else want to investigate that?
I want to do an Arcana.
I want to do an Arcana because I'm proficient in Arcana.
I'm proficient in Arcana too, but just not real as often.
That would actually help. And you?
I'm going to an Arcana.
13.
13.
That is an 11.
It's better than before. No, not saying much, but still.
29.
All right, so we're gonna go lowest to highest with giving you guys your results. So an 11, you're pretty sure you've seen chickens scratch like that in Mage's spell books. You remember Aspen writing in a language that kind of looked like this. At a 13, you would recognize it to be primal. Not that it was one of the primal languages, not Draconic as is most commonly used by wizards, but the like elemental languages. At a 29, you would recognize this to be a seal that makes it so anybody who hits that statue or anything that that acts aggressively in this room will be blasted with that, unless it happens to have dragon's blood.
Okay.
So I got some gold.
I think I'm going to alert everybody and let them know. Am I going to be able to... What language is all of this written in? Like,
Primal.
primal? Okay. So I'll be able to read it. No,
Yeah, it's on your list.
it's on my list.
That's why I picked it. You don't have Draconic, but you do have Primal.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna let everybody know that, like, do not hit the statue or act aggressive towards anything in the room, otherwise it will attack us.
And everything else that's not a dragon in the room.
Yeah, and everything else.
As it acts aggressively. By the way, the spell is, to the best of your what you can tell, whatever put this here, it will do that over and over and over again every time it is hit. That is all it does. Well, at least that's all that.
So
that
apparently
makes it do.
me wearing frostmute skin is not gonna protect me from blasts.
You'll take a quarter damage if you save.
Yeah, well, half. But
Quarter.
why quarter?
Resistance plus the saving throw halves it.
Uh,
So half of half is a quarter.
yeah.
Round it up.
I get what you're saying now.
Round it up because fuck your couch.
Right.
Alrighty, so you all know what's there, and from what you can see from where you are running, were you going to move anywhere before we move?
Yeah, I'm gonna move straight ahead, just to the left of Colora, my right.
So
Right about there, yeah.
okay. And that brings us to Colora.
So don't hit the statue again?
Don't hit the statue again.
Okay.
Could always explore the stairs.
I'd like to take flight and see if I can get up to one of the windows.
Sure, which one you want to go to?
One above the stairs.
So, one this way?
Yeah.
So you are
And the D4.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. What's your fly speed?
That would be 30.
30 will put you to this window. And yeah, you could totally fit through it.
I want to perch and look.
Make a perception check for me.
I'm a bird. I'm doing birds too. 11 plus. Perception 13.
13? So out of 13, you managed to catch a glimpse of a very Antarctic looking landscape and see dark, almost crystalline blue clouds in the distance. And you can feel the winds, and you would not want to fly out there. You feel the tip of your beak starting to ache as the rivets get cold just from touching outside of that window. While there is no physical barrier between you and it is very obvious that something is keeping it slightly warmer in here so that it's habitable for things that are warm-blooded.
I don't think we want to get out.
Okay.
You're pretty sure if you went out that window, you would turn it into an icicle and shatter on the ground.
I could get us to the ground outside. Not much further.
You might slow the drop, like slow the ascension. but that's
Open the
about it.
feathers like this and just.
Well, considering that you would be a falling chunk of ice at that point, no. You're going to be a falling chunk of ice at that point. And that will bring us to you, Wisp.
I'm gonna investigate the stair. Actually, I want to check out the water basin beside me.
It's very clear Arctic blue water. The black obsidian basin. Seems like it's meant to actually make light reflect off of it. Possibly, it looks like there's a weird sort of film kind of floating off to a corner, one side of it. Roll a perception. It could just be a trick of the light. Or investigation, take your pick as to what you're doing.
30-20.
On a dirty 20, you could totally see where it looks like something really big hopped a oddly translucent loogie, or blew its nose, maybe? Some kind of mucus in the corner of it.
We're gonna use my dagger one of my daggers to kind of like scoop some of this up and put it into a vial.
Okay. You now have a vial of strange blue viscous liquid. Question mark. The question mark is important because has anybody tried to figure out? Trobogies.
Alright, and then I'm going to proceed by investigating the stairs.
Up or down?
The ones right here.
One's right. It's a set of stairs that seems to go down underneath the room you're in. You can hear, like what sounds like clanging of cups and scraping of plates, like forks on plates, things of that nature.
Okay, I'm going to stealth.
Alright, go ahead and make a stealth check and write that number down because I'm going to need it for any time people are looking for you until such time as it's no longer necessary, as you're not being stealthy. Once you break it, then I'll have you re-roll, in other words.
25.
25?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's gonna make it. And Wisp, even, yeah, because you don't have disadvantage in your scale mail anymore. That worked out really well for you. So, As you fade yourself into the shadows, and you manage to actually crouch down between the bin and the banister, and because of the way that the light is reflecting off of it, you've shrunk yourself into a space. And that would bring us back around to the Ronin. What you doing, man? You can't get around to there, and you could get around to maybe here.
Okay, I was just trying to move my thing so that way I wasn't.
And there's
like,
just the one entrance and exit in and out of the room.
Well, there's that way. There's up around here, and then that goes off to a balcony and doors that way, and there's the stairs down that goes in through an alcove. So there's technically 3 or 4, and move the cat.
Come on. Come on. No. No.
We
No.
are not playing
That
this
way.
game. Come here. Yeah, I know. You can hang out with me. Hi.
Wisp, where are you going?
I already went down towards the staircase and disappeared. So you're not.
Yeah, he's hiding in a shadow right now. He's stealthed on you.
I
You would
just-
have watched him go and duck down and hide. And what you were doing? Because you're basically in the middle of this room by the statue. The bird's in the window.
Yeah, I just want to move out of the middle of the room. That's really all I want to do.
Where you head? This ramps upward and you can't fly. This goes around and down or around and up. And where these lines get thicker over here, it actually does thicken up
I
into
mean, you
a...
could start heading towards me because you technically would have seen me like walk that way.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Kind of towards the stairway downstairs. Kind of follow Wisp a little bit.
like that direction, here.
The first one was fine.
Here?
Yeah.
So from where you are, go ahead and roll perception. Because
12.
You're not gonna
you have no clue where Wisp is, but you can faintly hear the clanging of mugs and the same scraping of plates and things like that. You basically walked over there. So, yeah, and beyond that, you don't hear much. It sounds kind of like a mess hall. And you hear the scraping of a chair across the floor. And footsteps.
I'm gonna glide down to the statue because I know I can get that far.
Okay. That gets you to the statue. You can't hear any of this where you are.
Nope. I just saw him go that way.
Yeah. Alright.
Alright, back to Ronin.
Actually, it went Ronin, Kalora, Wisp.
Oh, okay, so it is me.
Yep.
I'm going to sneak closer into that, like towards that room, to see if I can better make out what's going on in there.
Well, this is an alcove.
Okay.
This is a set of stairs down.
Okay.
You can get to the top of the stairs,
Okay.
but the light from that whatever's down there starts about here. If you go beyond this point, they'll be able to see you.
Okay.
So where are you moving to?
Right before we go into that light, I just want to be able to see if I can hear more of what's going on.
Alright, so go ahead and roll your perception again. Do you get a bonus on hearing?
Yes, I have hypersensitive. Any sense of perception?
Correct.
18. Plus my bonus, I get a dirty 20.
Get a dirty 20.
Dirty.
You hear a few more people. You can see people. Another country heard from. You can see some of the guards, or well, you see cloaked figures.
Okay.
They're wearing robes, frost blues and whites, fur-lined hoods. They're wearing full gloves and mittens for obvious reasons, like cold.
Yeah.
And there's so you hear them talking about it being about that time. You should probably relieve the voice so everybody else can finish eating. You watch as three gentlemen, or three people rather, you can't tell gender with the way that they're dressed, stand up and just kind of nod to each other and start cleaning up after themselves and making their way towards you.
Okay. I think at this point, if they're making their way towards me, I am going to...
We'll get there.
Okay.
Their cleaning up and everything takes up the same amount of time as you picking up on all of this.
Okay.
So they're not going to get to you beforehand. And that will bring us around to Ronan. It's your turn, homie.
Mm-hmm. And you were just...
I'm just checking to see if I can tell what's going on down like the hallway and everything. Where we heard those noises, I'm trying to see if I can figure out and pinpoint exactly what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I just want to go into kind of stealth and just sneak against the wall and just kind of hide in shadows for a minute.
Which wall? Like up in this alcove, back over here.
In the alcove.
Alright, so that's this wide actually. There is a door. Wait, no, that's up, so. Where along this alcove are you going? Because if you're coming from here, you can get any of these four or here to here.
I want to be right here, kind of hidden in the shadows a little bit. Is there any more of that left?
There's one more. And when you get back, roll stealth. Good news is you technically have full cover right now.
19.
So you managed to blend in pretty good. Keep that number in mind, it's important.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Oddly enough, I am sitting down, or kneeling down, and trying to kind of warm the feathers. It did get quite cold a moment ago.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not going to move, you're just going to stay
Nope,
there?
I'm getting into a kneeling position because I don't feel safe enough to sit.
Alright.
So you're going to crouch and trim.
Yep,
Rub
set.
yourself. You start warming up a little bit. No fatigue or anything like that. And that brings us to you, Wisp.
Alright, so you said that right past that point, it's lit up, right?
Yep.
Am I able to tell what is lighting the room that I'm looking towards?
Torches.
Just torches. Basic torches.
Torches, hearths, cook fires, a big spit in the middle. Quite hospitable.
Can I tell how many people are in the room?
Go ahead and roll a perception check for that one.
Alright, because my last perception was a dirty 20.
Well, it's a pretty good sized room. And from where you're at, you have a limited view.
I have a 16.
So, at a 16, you would estimate that hearing doors open and shut as people wandered off to go get other people and things of that nature,
Alright.
You know there are 3 coming towards you,
Okay.
and there's easily you would have heard about another 4 or 5 roaming.
How far away are the other 4 or 5 roaming?
You can't tell from here. It's echoing off a stone.
I got you. But
Hard medieval boots on stone
But
floors.
I can tell if there's 3 coming towards me, right?
3 coming like they're going to be making their way upward to probably go and deal with or relieve the 3 guards that you all killed.
Okay, so how far are they from me?
On their next turn, they'll be where you are.
Okay. And how far is the torch that's lighting up the room from them? And from me?
You have no clean line of sight on the torch.
So it's got to be further than 120 feet.
It's where the light's casting from versus where you can see from your field of view.
I got you.
Yeah.
Fuck.
You and Ninja, they just placed this so the light will be effective. Also, they have a real problem keeping torches lit there.
Alright, that's gonna fucking kill everybody.
This is an option. Noble suicide does exist.
Well, I mean,
That'll kill everyone, including me.
What? Noble suicide? Start
I
over.
can do it, and it would probably kill everybody around me. But the problem is like it would take out like a good portion of the people as long as they're within like 60 feet of me. But that's not going to help me when, you know.
Which spell are you thinking? Oh.
The kaboom.
You're a sorcerer.
I'm a warlock, but yeah.
Okay, you're a warlock. Never mind.
Yeah, that's the big kaboom.
Yeah, that's big.
Yeah, the big kaboom. No.
No, I was thinking sorcerer ideas.
Yeah,
No meta magic. All package driven.
I don't want to use the big kaboom. And I don't want to use...
No. No. Oh.
All of them? Really?
I don't wanna
Right on,
use
girl.
I don't want to use a mirror because if I try to use a mirror, they can see the reflection. And then
They might see the reflection.
I would know-
I don't know. You guys figure out. You all are welcome to converse amongst each other really quickly because they're being lackadaisical about it. They have no real hurry. They just ate.
Yep.
They're about half drunk.
I'm thinking.
So can I see these guards?
Not yet.
Do you have an action that allows you to contact your packed grantor?
Not really. They can do that at a shorter long rest. I mean, there's ways, but they're mean.
Well, the reason why I asked if I could see the torches is because I still have my charged pebbles.
Because you have what?
I still have 3 charged pebbles. I charged them earlier.
Oh yeah, you do have those.
Mm-hmm.
And no, you cannot see them. They are not pebbleable yet.
Yeah.
Not to say they won't be, just they aren't.
Okay, so I think I figured out something I'm gonna do. I'm going to have Herbie, since Herbie has stealth, I'm gonna have Herbie go to the other side of the hallway where he's still in the shadows, but he's just adjacent of me.
Alright. I need you to go ahead and roll stealth for Herbie.
Okay. Dead die, Herbie got a 17. I don't know what his bonuses are as far as stealth because we haven't came up with the stats for him yet.
Okay, so Herbie, he'll be fine. So he manages to get himself, and you need to make a token for Herbie. Herbie is not with you right now, ergo he's his own person. Or I'm turning him into an Nkasi beer cap.
I got it. Alright, so
The
I
Herbie
am
sure got
over
it.
here. So Herbie will be over here. I'm at a 25. 25. Kirby is at a 17.
Yeah, because he's only got. And we're not technically in initiative yet, so
Well,
you're good there.
I don't know what his stats are, so I just did a dead roll. I didn't even add like any bonuses to him or anything.
His hit points are. He levels up with you, so he would have 64 hit points.
Alright. It still doesn't tell me like what his stealth is or anything like that.
Not yet. No, I have to draw all that up.
Yeah, that's what I figured. So I figured that that's why I said it's just a basic roll of a 17 because I didn't know what to add for his stealth.
Give him a. He'll have at least a +2 for size.
Well, I mean he's got stealth anyway, but I mean like for example, my stealth is at a 8, so I didn't know what his stealth was.
Yeah.
So I just used the regular dead roll.
All right. Well, either way, he'll be fine.
Yeah.
All right. So that's set. Ronan's in the back. You're behind, and that brings us back around to you, Ronan. You can hear these steps coming forward. You're still in that circle.
Can I see them yet? Well, I have dark vision. As a changeling, I should have dark vision.
Not yet. Actually, it would be their turn. So by the time that you can do it, by the time their round would end, you can see 3, 1, 2, 12. Same configuration ish as before. People, one wearing armor, it looks weird, but it looks like it's either a scale mail or like a plate armor. They're not trying to be quiet, obviously.
Okay.
And 2 wearing, like, you can hear their armor clattering underneath the robes and see like the greaves and things of that nature. And then you've got 2 who are wearing cloaks as well. You can't tell if they're making more noise, but that's where they're at. You technically have the high ground right now, and that brings us to Ronan, who you can see over top of Wisp, so you can see from about here down on these people where they're at, because they would be technically right here, a floor down from this hallway. They're well within your view, but you're hidden just in the dark enough point.
So I want to use a sneak attack.
With what from there?
I would like...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they're 25 feet away from you. And in front of you in a stairwell.
Yeah, so you're not really going to get much of a sneak attack on, bro.
Well, not without using the bow.
Yeah.
Or a crossbow. There's ways to do it at range. That's what I forgot.
Either way, before my next turn, I have to.
So I want to use my hand crossbow, which has a range of 30 to 120.
Yeah, so you can they're definitely in your range.
Yeah.
And not in the disadvantage range.
So I want to use my hand crossbow, and I want to shoot. I don't want to aim for the one right in front of Pudgy because I don't want to risk or Wisp because I don't
Do
want
you
to.
want the one in the middle, the one on the left, or the one of the ones on the in a robe, or the one in the middle?
I want one of the ones in the robe. I want the one that's in the very back.
To be fair.
They're walking side by side.
Okay, so
To be fair, no matter which one you hit, they aren't going to notice me. They would have to roll high to notice me.
no, I don't want to risk hitting you with the arrow instead.
Oh, alright, but you're not going to know where I'm at, so. I mean,
Yeah, but if I
technically-
miss, I can totally, not knowing that you're there, hit you in the freaking face.
Well, I mean, technically, you don't know where I am anyway.
Yeah, so if I miss, all I think is I'm shooting the wall. Next thing you know, you got an arrow in your face.
Right.
So I want to use my hand crossbow, and I want to shoot for the one that, when you're looking at the board, to your left.
when I'm looking at the board to my left?
Yeah, that's the one I want to hit.
That?
Yes.
You
Alright,
better
so...
not miss, because if you hit Herbie, I'll be mad.
No, Herbie's not in line of sight.
That's why I
It'd
picked
be a
the one I
critical
did.
one.
It would go between you and Herbie.
And we haven't discussed doing natural ones can have weird effects things yet, so...
So that's what I want to do.
Until we all discuss that and agree or disagree, I will not institute that rule.
So, and then I
For
do
your
get a
help.
2d6 sneak attack bonus if I hit.
Yeah, so first of all, roll to hit.
Plus my dex, plus my proficiency. 15.
15. Oh, that definitely hits. And, roll for damage.
So it's 1d6 plus my sneak attack would be 2d6, so it'd be 3d6.
Correct.
Yeah. So since it's a sneak attack, out of curiosity, if that person were to drop, would it be quietly or would it
No.
probably be loud as shit?
Oh, yeah. And,
Yeah, somebody would definitely notice that that guy fell.
what did you... Yeah. And because... Oh, they're gonna notice, all right. And
8.
8 points of damage? So, it slams solidly into this dude's shoulder. Well, this person's shoulder, and you hear a very feminine, deep gasp in.
Okay.
And now, I need everybody to roll for initiative because an aggressive action has been taken.
Why do I gotta roll for initiative? They ain't gonna notice me.
Oh, no, you've got to roll for initiative.
Some beach.
And while you're rolling for initiative, they're now looking for actively for where that's coming from.
My initiative is... Oh, it's 5. Probably going last.
Nope. On that one. They do not know where you... Somehow or another, that pain has them blinded for the first one. They don't catch it. What was your... stealth roll?
19.
Guy in armor knows where you are. And the other mage nat 20'd it on because they all saw the bolt go firing, so they're all actively looking and know what direction it came from because it's sticking out of their homie's arm. So
And for my
this one
initiative-
looks past you, Wisp, looks up in the corner at Ronan and goes, see him? Or hiding thinking he's slick up in that corner with a little crossbow. And one of them goes, I'll see his little ass. Smush that, looks like an elf. And initiative rolls.
I got a 6.
5?
I got a 13.
I rolled a natural 1
Ooh.
for them as a group, all three.
Okay.
So
So it should go Wisp, myself,
Kalora.
Cora, and then them.
Correct. And that is how we're going to start. So Wisp, it's your turn. Because that's a surprise round, ergo it goes outside of normal initiative and then you start initiative from there.
Well, it's pretty much the same initiative because we were going in the same order. It would go me, Kalora, Wisp, me, Kalora, Wisp, and then we
So
just
we
do
start,
it.
before we start this courageous battle sequence, can we do a bio or something?
Yeah.
It's like around
So-
6 now.
Yeah, we can totally do that. So we're going to take a quick bio break and go to the bathroom and contaminate our lungs in ways that we don't do on camera, mainly cigarettes. And I'll smoke pot for you guys. And we'll be back in about 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah, sounds great.
All right. So thank you. Stay tuned. Please like, subscribe, share with your friends.
Leave some comments. Talk about it. Give us something to talk about in there.
Yeah, we'll actually reply to you guys. And I'm going.
I mean, we can't reply while we're, live feeding, but if we go on a bio break, we'll comment. We can interact without rolling the die.
Right.
Most of the time.
Yeah, most of the time.
I have my moments.
I mean, things happened. Dude, I love that one.
What a time to stop and tie your shoe. So I've got to say for cool. What a time to stop and tie your shoe.
I love it when the mouse argues. And we are back. And I think that's a little bit loud.
Yeah, it's a little loud.
There we go. That's better. I'm just close.
Gummy bears.
Or nummy. Okay, that is a bit loud.
Yeah, it's still a little loud. Because when I say gummy bears, red lines.
So is that better? And let's go right about there. That looks right.
Chris, say something.
Something.
Alright, cool.
Alright, that works. We're good. Alright, so to the top of the order. Well, the top of the order is Wisp, who you're currently hidden and they don't know where you are yet.
Okay.
They are very well aware of where Ronan is. Nobody rolled higher than what your stealth was,
Okay.
or Herbie's, so Herbie's good. But they know where you're at because you're above them by you're about 5 feet up and back. And Wisp is actively trying to hide there and is in a darker corner. You're technically just outlined because they saw the twang from where your bolt came from.
I think I'm gonna hold my actions, and basically allow them to get closer to me.
So you're going to hold your action until they get close?
Yeah, I'm gonna hold my action until they get closer.
There's one other thing I need you to do. I need you to roll initiative for Herbie.
Okay.
He gets a +2 on his initiative roll.
He's got a 14. That means Herbie goes before me.
Okay, so Herbie, what are you going to have Herbie do? I'll let you control Herbie because it's combat and that just seems like it would be me cheating.
Hang on, I'm
It's
writing
up to the
down.
player to use their tools effectively.
I'm writing down the what's going on. So Herbie, since he's still in stealth, I'm gonna have Herbie go back here towards Chris. So it'd be 5, 10, 15, 20. I'm not sure what his movement is.
That's about where he'd be on the ceiling.
Okay, but I'm gonna have him go back towards Chris, so that way he can go back towards Ronan. That way he can be, Ronan's protector.
Okay, so Herbie skitters himself up, and you hear a very, very faint tinking as his the metal points on his legs dig into the ceiling, and he just kind of hangs there and dims all of his everything that normally lights up.
Yeah.
And is quite literally up and to the right of you, Ronan. Like, you can see him on the ceiling. You're trying not to look at him but you know that's a blowtorch on the roof. And that you're holding your action.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold my action. The next person in line would be Ronan.
Yeah, but okay, what are you holding your action until?
I'm gonna hold my action until the guards get closer to me.
Okay. And what you doing?
I've already been seen, so I might as well throw a dagger.
You're going to throw a dagger where? Same one or different one?
Same one, why not? Why not just try to take him out?
Okay. Go ahead and roll the hit.
Because you don't know if it's male or female, but it's
Take
male
them
or
out,
female,
yeah.
like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's an arrow to the shoulder
Right.
out of a crossbow.
Right.
You're going to yelp like a little girl no matter who you are.
I don't know. I think
21.
21? That definitely hits.
I think if you're Arnold Schwarzenegger, you're gonna be like, ah!
Yeah, okay.
So that was a dagger, which is
1d4.
1d4, and that's not a sneak attack, so it's just a straight d4.
Mhm. And until you retrieve it, that dagger is no longer in your possession.
4.
4? So it sinks in. You watch as the dagger, and they reach up and they...
I can see it now in character. He's just standing back here. Hi!
Exactly.
And they are glaring daggers at you and holding on to this one.
That's why I'm just waving. Hi! I'm here! You will be dead soon!
Uh-huh. Or so you think. I'm actually going to need my copy of the Player's Handbook for something in a minute.
That's what I passed over to Chris a moment ago.
Isn't his the one with the tabs?
No, that one's not. That's the house copy. There's my copy. Okay, so
The next one.
next is Anaya. Or next is Kalora. Excuse me.
Elora.
Your friends are attacking something, or at least Ronan is.
I'm gonna scooch to the other side of this cover and get a good look.
Well, unfortunately, unless you actually come up this way towards the alcove, you aren't going to be able to see anything. Because we're actually around like a hallway.
Alright, I'm gonna dip down to the stairs then.
So you're gonna move yourself over towards the stairs.
Yeah.
Gotta go around the statue. You can kitty corner it. So 1.
Alright.
6 puts you
Right there,
there.
perfect.
Cool. There's a banister to your left, stone rail, and you can see down over in, like when you're playing Ark, you know what the stone railings look like? Similar.
Mhm.
So you're probably going to see Ronan just waving at these people like, "Hi!"
You actually, at this point, can see what looks like 2 people wearing robes and someone wearing robes over armor. And one of them is pulling a dagger out of themselves and a crossbow, and has a crossbow bolt firmly wedged in what looks like the upper. And Ronan's like this at them.
This is the face the bird is making.
I know.
Ooh, as a
I
player.
mean, you've only moved 30 feet. You do still technically have your action if you have a ranged anything.
No. The problem is I'm debating changing my character's alignment with my next choice. It's well within Kalora's wheelhouse to shout, "He's right there!" and fly away!
Oh, they see me.
That would definitely make you chaotic neutral in a half a heartbeat.
They see me. That's why I'm waving at them.
Yeah, I'm gonna kneel down and I'm not going to assist in any way, shape, or form.
So you're gonna try and hide? Roll a stealth check. You get disadvantage because of your armor, you know this.
I know.
Rattle, rattle, clank.
Rattle, rattle, clank. Yeah, whatever. Oh yeah, that's a flat roll. My stealth is always a flat roll.
It's a disadvantage though because you're wearing...
Oh yeah. Not that it's gonna help me. Yeah, it's a 4.
So, you still have about 1/4 cover. So you'll get a +1 to your armor class for anything that's ranged coming at you because of the pillars and the stone.
Mm-hmm.
There's the good news. The bad news is that they are very well aware that you're right there. And you're sure of it, because that was a lot louder than even you expected.
I'm aware.
And that brings us to them. They do not recognize you, but it's going to start with the one that Ronan has already hit. And that's bleeding, but not really looking as bad as one would hope. They are going to, yeah, you guessed it. They start chanting something and you hear what sounds like, you would understand it as sounding like a mage casting a spell. And Herbie gets a +2 to this, but I need
So which one's casting?
this one.
Okay. I'd like to use my action now.
After their turn, you can take yours.
Damn.
They are not where you can use a reaction. So we're gonna see. Let me see what that's. Oh, the air conditioner tried to help you and turned the pitch. 60 feet. So. Yep. Oh. So 60-foot cone would go to here.
Yeah.
Everybody, because they only know where Ronan is, so the cone would center here.
Yeah.
I need everybody
Do a deck saving.
to make a dex save,
Including Herbie.
including Herbie.
We never decided.
+2.
Herbie's.
Dirty
Okay.
20.
Dirty 20.
Herbie got a 13. I got an 18.
So, alright. Now, here's where it gets scary and I watch everybody go. Good news. Everybody passed their checks. Bad news. 15 and 14 is 29 and 7 is 36 and 5 is 41. So you take 20, you take 20, and you take 10.
Alright. What about Herbie?
Herbie takes 20.
Alright.
I have 5 hit points.
Actually, we need to talk about that. I think you rolled 1s on your hit point rolls.
We need to figure something out because I am way too squishy for this level I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I would like your help at some point reworking.
What's your
this
hit
character.
die? Is it a D? It's a D8, right? For a rogue?
Yeah, it's a D8 plus your
Constitution modifier.
Yeah.
Okay, I need you to do me a favor. Roll this 6 times and add them up.
We fixin' Ronan.
Please excuse for technical difficulties.
22.
Okay, now, what's your Constitution modifier?
+1.
28.
28.
Wow, one more than you originally
One,
had.
yeah, one more than I originally
We
had.
gained 1 hit point.
How many ones did you roll?
No, 1.
Turn that one into a 6, add 5 more on top of that. There you go.
So
Yeah,
now
make
I'm
it
33.
Yeah. Which means you're still going to lose 20 hit points, but now you're at 13 versus 3.
Right?
Better?
Yeah.
Cool. And this is how we fix things in real time when something goes snafu and you don't know why.
Right.
That would actually make a good clip.
Right?
Yeah.
Hopefully I can get enough time at my computer this week to get that done.
That would be awesome. Okay, so that's that one's turn.
Okay.
This one, by the way, you all are very visible at this point. You had to dodge and move to get out of the fucking way of that.
I shouldn't be visible.
You can go ahead and try and roll another stealth check to do that. You just got hit with a big old cone of cold and are covered in frost. You are outlined.
Yes, motherfucker.
I should give you a disadvantage on that because you are outlined. But you're on a white background. As long as he doesn't move, it might work.
Fuck yeah. 26.
Okay, so you didn't move, and I'll let you just hold your stealth at a 26. So basically, anybody who is behind Wisp can see an outline of him in the frost. Like, he's very clearly a perfect silhouette, like a kid traced you on your shadow on a wall. But from their point of view, at this exact moment, he looks like a straight out, he just looks like the rest of everything that got whited out. Cat physics suck like that. Alright. So, everybody is frosty at this point, including Herbie, who's kind of sputtering.
Yeah.
And that brings us to this guy, who's going to 1, 2, 3. You get an attack of opportunity if you want it.
Yes.
4, 5. And I'll even let you can get an attack of opportunity, and after his move, you can take your turn because you've blown your cover, and you can choose to take your action because stealth is pointless. You will lose stealth if you take that attack as he's going by you.
But you should get, if you have the sneak attack bonus, it should give you a
I'm
bonus.
not a rogue.
Yeah, without rogue, you don't get a backstab bonus. Sorry.
I don't have sneak attack. I'm gonna go ahead and let that guy go past me, and just wait for the next guard because there's still one more guard that has me, so I'm gonna wait.
You're right.
It seems like the tactical. Reason.
Okay. So you're going to bring it up at the very end of everything and hope that you get it, the attack with advantage because they're behind you. Cool. And Ronan, he is, as he's coming towards you, let me find him. As he's coming towards you, what he draws out from, like, he down draws. Is it real? He picks up a great sword from where it's resting next to the stairs as he's coming up, and he moves towards you with surprisingly good speed. And he takes a swing at you. What's his best? How mean am I? Okay, we'll use this one. It tends to fuck up half the time. 25?
It's
Goes.
D12. It's a great sword.
Nope, 2d6. So the first slash comes down, hits you for 4. second swing, as he's coming back up, is a grand whopping 15. What's your armor class?
16.
So the second one, as he's coming back up from his down strike with the great sword, you step back, and he misses you. You feel the wind off of it, but you saw that one coming because there was only so much that he could do coming down like that. He spins around, comes to come up on the rotation, and you just back and somehow manage to find enough space between the wall. It's from your point of view, West. It looked like Ronan went up the wall slightly,
Right.
and like the sword lifted him up. So you're kind of cringing, and then you see that he managed to get his. You have a short sword, right?
Mm-hmm.
You managed to get something up to block.
Which what I was gonna do was draw my short sword.
So he draws up to block, and that brings us around to you.
I had.
Oh, you still.
Oh
have
wait, yeah, I
that
still
guy.
got that one.
Yeah, and I had a question. Since he's attacking me, could I use that as a bonus attack to retaliate?
If you have a reaction.
I should. I'm a rogue. I should have an action, a reaction, and a movement.
This one disappears.
Oh yay.
Like it's there, you watch it make some gestures, grab something, mutter some things, and poof.
Okay.
And now that brings us around to you, Wisp.
Rogan was gonna do a reaction to the guy hitting him in the sword with the sword.
He doesn't get a reaction on that.
Okay.
Reactions are a reaction action,
That brings it back to
if you have
Herbie.
one. That brings us to Herbie.
Yeah, it's Herbie's turn as far as initiative goes.
Alright, so what you gonna have Herbie do?
I'm gonna have Herbie attack that guy with more than likely his fire breath since he's above him. He's kind of like
So straight down onto that 5-foot square.
yeah.
That doesn't. So that was a 3d6, right? He gets a
Yeah,
roll to
it's
save.
3d6.
12 now.
Herbie got a natural 19.
It doesn't matter. He doesn't have to roll a hit. It's an area of effect.
Okay.
So
3d6.
3d6, and it takes full.
Oh, dude, look, this couldn't have been any better.
Sure could have. One of those. The other
Right,
one could have
the
been
other
a
one
5.
could have been a 6.
Yeah, he could have rolled 666, but instead 665. So
Yep,
16
17.
or 17, yeah. So takes 17. Yeah, got it. Okay, so he's looking kind of crispy in that armor. You watch as the robe burns away, and you see Herbie showering down. By the way, Herbie is no longer stealthed after
Oh
that.
yeah, that's obvious.
And there's enough light from that created. You have no place to hide anymore.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
I was kind of like anticipating that anyway.
I mean, there was a definite obvious they could see you at this point.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But the robe's gone, and you can see a very nice. They're wearing full knight's armor underneath this.
Okay.
I want nothing to do with this. I want nothing to do with this. We could hear the chow hall when we came in. And I'm almost certain those bastards didn't get far enough away from the people they were eating with for all of this to go unnoticed by anybody but those 3 bastards. Kalora wants out, but out is ice.
There is no out.
Kalora's like, fuck.
Alright, so, yeah, that being the case, that one having bamfed and it being.
My turn.
Yep.
Obviously, I'm seen, so there's not really a whole lot I can do at this point.
Yeah, you've got someone back, and they're 10 feet away from you, and then you've got another person that's like 15 feet at a diagonal from you at the bottom of the stairs.
Well, I mean, I could easily gank the dude behind me, like, with ease. But that's not what I want to do.
He's quite preoccupied between Herbie and Ronan.
Yeah, that's what I was going for. That's not effective. It's not effective.
They chose down into the oubliette with you.
Alright, so
Yes, I would. No, I didn't. Yeah.
I'm gonna use a blast of Eldritch Blast.
How many shots do you get per casting of Eldritch Blast?
I have 2 blasts.
Okay, so that's one casting of the cantrip. Where are you targeting them?
I'm gonna target it to the guy farthest from me.
Alright. Go ahead and roll to hit each time.
First one definitely misses. I got a 7.
Yeah, that plus
wait,
your
no,
spell casting
yeah.
bonus. Yeah, I can
Oh
talk.
yeah, it's a 10. It's a 10.
That misses actually.
Yeah. Second one is a 24.
That definitely hits.
Okay.
Most things over 20 hit most of the time.
Where's my good damage?
Agor, you are on deck.
And I'm rolling for damage.
No, it's running on deck, isn't it?
Alright, so the one blast completely misses. The next blast does 16 damage.
So this one slam. The first one you watch as they, like, somehow or another just wave their hand and deflect it off.
Yeah.
The second one slams hard into them, hitting them square in the chest and knocking them back. They're still standing, but they wince. And you watch as their hood falls away from being blown back, and you see a relatively attractive woman with slanted eyes, like reptilian-looking eyes. Very much female aside from that, and kind of looks human.
Kind of like a drow.
No, kind of like a human with reptilian eyes.
Interesting. It's an American dragon. Sorry. Like,
Terrible movie.
it's a cartoon. That's all I could think of.
Alright, and... yeah.
So, that you put, Wisp hit the one at the bottom of the stairs.
Yeah,
Yep.
so now they know who I am. They know where I'm at.
So,
They knew when the torch hit.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna go for the guy right in front of me, obviously.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna try to take a couple big swings with my short sword. Couple nice swings. Slaps.
You get 1 attack or 2 attack as a rogue at level 6? 2?
2.
Alright. And you do still also get your bonus action because that counts as 2 attacks as you're attacking it, as your main action. So go ahead and roll to hit with each.
First one is a 19 plus
That hits.
26 on the first one.
That hits.
Yeah, it doesn't gonna hit.
13 on the second one.
Second one does not. So go ahead and roll. Let me roll damage for your first hit. It's the short sword, right?
Yeah.
So it's 1d6 plus your strength modifier.
2.
2.
Yep.
It gets through, but you get like it's the first one. He tries to come up and block with the hilt of this great sword, and it's no dice. The second one, though, as he's coming down, he braces. Like the first hit comes through, and you manage to catch right here, and you nick him, like in the chinks to his plate, full plate.
The minute's weenus.
Literally, yes. He cringes and comes back and uses it and braces the blade against his forearm on this great sword, holding it with both hands, and uses that to block your second strike. And that brings us to you. Apparently, this guy with the greatsword knows what he's doing. Relied too heavy on the armor the first swing.
This one right here.
Yep.
Cool.
He's wearing full plate. Not wearing a robe anymore.
250 number. I can move 30 feet per. Or about 5 feet a second. 5 feet.
I mean, you got enough movement right now.
No, I'm thinking. I can move 30 feet. I can hit him easily. I'm trying to think how much force I'd be hitting with. I go down the stairs, airborne, talons forward.
He's not down the stairs. That one's actually on the top of the staircase.
Yeah, okay, so it's it's an ascending staircase?
It's a downward staircase. This one's at the top, that one's at the bottom.
Okay, so it's
Room below this room.
Yeah, so you would have enough range to get to the one in my room.
There's stone this thick right there. And a railing.
alright.
And this person is under that stone slab. You can see there, like, from about the groin down. You've got a perfect shot with a crossbow at nothing but crotch. So on that half cover there, got the wrong half.
No, I'm getting airborne, talons out, hand axes out. I know my hand axes will be with
This one's in an
disadvantage.
alcove, actually, because this goes up and over and back into another door.
Can I see him well enough to aim my body at him?
You could if you stayed, like, at... So go ahead and...
Because I'm
That
literally...
would bring you right here. You can tell that you'd have to go over the railing, which wings will allow you to do. The catch is that you'll be landing on a set of stairs, so I am going to need you to make a dex check if you're going to land on the stairs, unless you want to land here and then swing.
No, I want to hit him.
Dead
he
on?
is the target. I am going with talons.
So you're going to here? Then I do need you to make a dex check, because you are landing on a set of
Alright.
stairs. It's just a DC 10, don't fail.
So the dex check first, and then to hit?
Yes,
Okay, dex check.
it determines advantage.
That is...
If it's higher than 10, you win.
Oh, it's higher than 10. I win.
Alright, so go ahead and roll to hit.
No.
So your first strike with your talons misses.
That's okay, I'm coming through. Boom. With hand axes, dual wielded as one attack.
Okay.
Hit. That is a 6.
The answer is no.
Nope, that is a total of 14.
The answer is
No.
he brings that, as he's got that braced right across here from dealing with Ronan, he pivots faster than you've ever seen somebody in plate go, and just grins at you as both of your axes collide with the blade against his arm, and you just see this fanged sneer beneath his helm. The teeth look sharp and pointed. And you notice the lips look a little bit bluish and scaly.
Alright, well this little guy gonna hang out over here for now.
And
I needed
that
that attack so
brings
bad.
us where? To them.
Yeah, it brings us to her.
No, that would bring us to them.
Yeah, it
Yep.
brings us to them.
That brings us to thing number 1,
I'm the bottom of the initiative for us.
who has a newfound hatred for you, Wisp.
Oh yeah, of course.
And you earned it.
But I mean, all he knows is that I'm just basically force blasted, and that's all he really knows. He doesn't know any of my other tricks. I mean, what?
That's to read things in about 5 different places. Okay. So they take one step towards you to the bottom of the stairs,
Okay.
and you watch as they reach out and create a similar motion to what you've seen Viridia do in the past,
Okay.
and they lash out with their arm, muttering something under their breath, a little bit of some strange substance in their hand as it, and let's see, they get one casting of this, so what is there? So 15 to hit?
My spell DC is 50.
No, what is your armor class?
AC 17.
So you watch as a frost, like what looks like a whip made of cold, comes past you, and you manage to lean back out of the way as it brushes by you. And that ends their turn.
So as a reaction, can I cast my reaction now, or do I have to wait?
You have a reaction casting spell?
It's a reaction. It doesn't say if it has to be melee or anything. It just says that's a reaction.
What is it?
It's the hellish rebuke.
Yes, if they hit you, you can hellish rebuke
Oh yeah,
them.
yeah. They didn't hit me. It kind of doesn't.
They missed, so it doesn't matter, because otherwise it's...
I got you.
They
So-
have to hit you for that reaction to work.
Okay. So
And
it's the
it's,
other guy's.
it's the knight's turn.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't take too kindly to being swung at with talons. You're better armored. He's pretty sure that the weakling can take it off. Has no idea where the fuck that fire came from.
Okay.
Herbie didn't maintain stealth, but the fact of the matter is that there was too much other shit going on, and while that's a threat, now all of you are within range of Herbie.
Yeah.
And so he's going to take a swing on you, Kalora.
Okay.
Actually, he's going to burn his 2 on that great sword on you.
You're the one that got caught with your loud ass armor. Don't blame me for this shit.
I blame you for all of it because we could have hidden quite well. We
What
didn't
is it?
have to fight.
13.
I would have eventually
13?
seen this.
Actually, we
Misses.
got stuck on the staircase.
Yeah.
And 17.
Misses.
So as he comes across with this blade, obviously whatever Ronan did twinge when he got stabbed in the weenus. So the first one was sloppy coming out. The guy's a good defense, obviously, but he's not that great on the offense, apparently. The second one you're easily able to parry with your double axes. And that brings us to Mr. Mystery.
Mr. Mystery. Oh yeah,
Yeah, I don't have any
the third player that
actions
dipped out.
attacking me.
They just disappeared. You
Yeah.
don't know what they did.
Yeah,
They could be invisible for all we know.
that's what I'm saying though. Like they did like, poof, gone. I mean, poof, gone doesn't necessarily mean that they left.
That'll work. So, this is going to be really weird because what they did was a concentration-based spell, so they can totally do that, and where they are, it's perfect for it. So, they're going to fire at you, Wisp. They get a disadvantage because you have half cover from where they're at.
Okay.
What you see is up here on this upper balcony aimed down at you into the stairwell.
Okay.
You watch a firebolt launch from there. 13 to hit, misses, and go over your shoulder, slamming into the steps right here.
Okay.
And that's their turn, and now it's back to the top of the list and Herbie.
Alright, well, Herbie's obviously going to do Fire Breath again, 'cause it's pretty much
Actually,
attack
before we do that, roll this for me. If it's not a 6, he doesn't have it.
It's 3.
Nope, he doesn't have it back yet. On a 1d6, he gets his fire breath back on a 6.
Okay.
Unless there's a short or long rest required.
I'm going to say Herbie is going to... I don't really know what his attack is at this point. So
He can physically strike for 1d4 like a dagger with his four claws once.
Okay.
Or he can run and hide.
I'm going to have Herbie go ahead and, get out and hide.
Alright, where are you going to move him to? He's on the ceiling, technically, so...
So if he's still on the ceiling, I'm going to have him come up by the stealth one that you said is over here.
Or where you saw the firebolt come from?
Yeah, where I saw the firebolt come from. Because obviously he would notice it better.
Just putting this out there, you would not know whether or not they had moved before they fired that.
Yeah, but I'm saying he would know where it shot from, so Herbie would have more of a sight.
Completely fair.
Yeah. So I figure Herbie can move that way. Do you want me to roll for Herbie's stealth?
No. They're preoccupied enough that I'll let him keep it.
Alright. Then it goes back to me.
Yep, now it's you.
Alright, so the guy right there on the staircase is just annoying as shit. Anyway, and he tried to hit me with fire, like the other guy. So I am going to, how far down the staircase is he? Is he into the next room, or is he actually on
10
the
feet
stairs?
and on the... Okay, so you're a 5-foot square. There's 5 feet here, and then they're in the next 5 feet. So they're technically 10 feet at most away from you and down.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, can they be seen from the bottom of the staircase
Yes.
into the other room?
Barely. They're at that first
Well, I mean,
level of the stairs.
they already know there's a battle going on anyway. It's not like you can
If
hide
they hear it,
shoot
yeah.
fires and shit. So I'm going to move in close to that guy, and I'm going to use my packed blade. So I'm just gonna pop out my hand and
Which is a bonus action.
yeah, the purplish black mist is gonna form this blade in my hand, and I'm just gonna go for 2 swings. One across the top.
So you're going
and
to take
down
one
across the
up
bottom.
and get him there?
Yep.
Alright, go ahead and roll the hit.
And I get my spell cast modifier to my blade. 19.
That definitely hits.
Alright, and then the next one.
Roll damage.
Alright.
That way you're not wasting attacks.
I am losing everything!
What about your mind?
Well, I've already lost that. I mean, yeah.
What's a mine?
Right?
Something that works over matter.
As a player, I love you for getting us into combat, but as Kalora, rage.
That level of barbarian is coming.
So does it go off my spell modifier or?
You add your spell modifier to hit.
Oh sweet. Okay, so it just
There
goes
was
based off
totally
the basic
attack.
dice whenever I actually hit for damage.
It would do what type of sword did you use?
I used it's basically like a long
once you
sword
see
type of
something,
So it'd be a 1d8
it'd
be a 1d8 long sword.
Yeah,
Scimitar's a 1d6, so.
yeah, and then it's a 1d8 plus 2 because I got a +2 for back blade.
There was a
Okay,
way
so
out.
then it's a 1d8 plus 2 each time.
Alright, cool, because I got a 10 now.
All
I
right.
got a 10 on the face.
So they're looking rough, but they're still somehow fucking standing after the first hit, and go ahead and roll for the second one.
Yes, that level in Barbarian is definitely
25.
clothing.
That definitely hits.
Okay, and then
Keep
roll for
looking.
damage. 9.
9 hit, or 9 points.
Yeah.
So as you come down with as you draw your pack blade out and it materializes in your hand and you make that first slash, you cut them deep, from about middle of the stomach up across the rib cage.
Alright.
And with your second, as you draw back, you just run straight through them, and watch as this strange energy bleeds out in, and they drop.
Alright.
They're dead. And that is your turn, unless you want to move. Wait, no, you still got 25 feet of movement. You only moved 5.
Can I see anything at this point? Like, since I'm here, I mean, obviously I'm going to be able to see towards the room.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any, like... All I've got is movement, so... Can't really do what I want to do. I could use some magic. Because I have bonus action.
If you have something that would work off of a bonus action, a lot of spells don't. They take a full action to cast most of the time.
Well, as my bonus action, I can throw one of my charged pebbles.
Oh yeah.
Can I see any of the torches, like anywhere around in this area?
From where you're standing, you can see like 1 or 2. Like, they're not really torches. They're more like candle chandeliers hanging from the ceiling. This was actually a relatively nice dining room. Like, it's furnished. It's furnished nice.
I'm more curious as to how many other people are in that dining hall.
I'm going to try and knock down the closest chandelier-looking thing with one of my pebbles.
Okay, go ahead and roll the hit. That is a small target to hit that chain.
Yeah.
And so we're gonna call it a got it.
17 on the dice.
That hits. He's rolling well tonight.
Bonuses are better than...
Well, the chain has an armor class of 17 and it gets your spell casting bonus on top of that. So, what's the damage on that pebble?
That's what I'm looking at.
Isn't it just 1d6 bludgeoning?
No. My pebbles are 2d6 bludgeoning plus my spell modifier.
Okay, so it's up on 1d6.
I know.
My d6.
Just being a smart ass. Smurf. Yeah. 9 plus 7 is 16.
Plus your spellcasting modifier?
That's my spellcasting modifier, so 16.
16.
You feeling
Yeah,
better
16
this week?
damage. Chain.
So it breaks, it falls. There's a loud crash in the room below you all.
But it's no longer lit.
Well, there's still light. It's just a little dimmer.
Okay. Cool with dim light.
I mean, you've got a fireplace. You've got candles at tables.
Oh,
You've
yeah,
got
yeah.
like no. It's
yeah.
it's a little dimmer, but
Are we
not
taking this
much.
dude off the board since they're dead?
Yeah, they're dead.
Sweet.
Out the window.
It does appear to be feeling better this week. I can go back in the dish.
All right. So
So prison did it well?
with that one dead and gone, and you hear a crash in the downs. Oh yeah, I should check that. Somehow nobody heard it. Okay,
So
I rolled an 8.
Wow.
And you guys were worried we were gonna have more. If they can't hear that, then I think we're good.
Speaking of, your turn.
Yeah, about that.
So, I do also have a plan at the end of all this.
Yeah, if you survive.
So, I'm gonna put away my short sword and I'm gonna pull out my long sword. And I'm
Okay,
gonna-
so that's your bonus action, switching weapons.
Yep. And I am gonna just attack as hard as I can. Just slash across on.
All right, go ahead and roll the hit.
Dirty 20.
That hits. Roll for damage on the first one.
D8.
Yeah, isn't it 1d8?
Yeah, it's D8.
Yep.
Plus 4. Well, it's a D8 plus.
Should be my
1d8 plus your strength modifier.
Yeah, which is plus 2. So 10.
The first one hits and he cringes back as it swings, but they're still standing and kind of looking pissed off.
And so I do have the second attack, right?
Yes.
So I'm gonna. I just want to do. Is there any weaknesses in the armor that I can see? Like right offhand, just like any.
What's your
major-
passive perception?
12.
No.
So I'm just gonna take another major swing.
All right, go ahead and swing.
Roll the hit.
They're like 6 minute heights.
Hey, you want to look at that?
Oh, I see that's natural 20. Go ahead. That definitely hits, so roll for damage.
So you might have made me think of one thing for Robin.
8.
The chopping that hole.
Say what?
8.
Times 2 is a grand whopping of 16. So the second run, you somehow managed to slash hard the first time, come around and are mimicking Wisp's movement because it seemed to work really well. And wet work up close and personal is not Ronan's normal go-to. And you managed to mimic it, but for some strange reason, this guy moves weird, and his armor manages to keep it from hitting anything mortally wounding. But that sword went all the way through him, and you withdraw and feel and can see coating of blood 2 feet up a 2.5 foot blade. But he's real rough and still there. And that brings us to the bird brain.
The bird brain is going to grab on with the shiny new beak, and if that hits well, come down with both hand axes.
Okay, so you're going to use the beak to try and grapple. Okay, so roll the hit on the first one, see if your grapple takes.
That's a 15.
Manages to knock it away with the shoulder, with the pauldron from the shoulder.
Alright, I'm still coming in with
Both axes as a double
Yep.
strike, so
all the hit. That is even less.
no.
You are going back.
And he,
Time out.
this time he doesn't even bother with the greatsword, just smacks your hands to the side. And the next thing you hear is poetry for dinner.
Yep.
And it's his
Nope.
turn.
I'm gonna action surge and bite again.
You're going to action surge and bite again, roll the hit.
I'm angry.
Oh yeah, that's gonna get.
That's a
That definitely-
27.
That definitely hits. Roll for damage, 1d4 plus your strength.
Yep. Strength is 5, so 5.
6. That's a 1 plus your strength modifier.
Yeah, 6.
So, as you bite down in, I'm just going to put this out there. I'm curious as to how this looks. So, while there is still one person who's technically around, how you want to do this on this guy?
I am going in, bottom of my beak wide open, and literally going up for this. And then I'm going to fall off the balcony.
And then you're going to fall back the stairs with them? Okay, so you do not go rolling down the stairs, but what each of you see is Kalora takes this bright, shiny, new metal beak, goes straight for the jugular, and there is what you'd swear was a sadistic smile as they fall backwards, with everything all the way back to the spinal column visible. The head rolls past your feet, Wisp, as the bird rolls behind you, and he's laying there staring up at your booty.
I am absolutely cackling. cackling at this point.
That is fucking.
Okay, as you cackle, you can feel the throat slide down your throat.
That's fine. I'm laying there just.
You're pretty sure that Kalura just ate part of the guy. And that brings us around to our last soul survivor. Now, this is going to be interesting. You hear... Alright, so... You hear a set of footsteps here.
Okay.
And see a puff of mist. Like a cloud forms. And then you see a bit of mist. Well, none of you would see anything beyond that. As they escape. Now here is where it gets interesting. You hear a bell start chiming rapidly. Like an alarm clock, only as if someone was ringing the dinger themselves. From beyond the door that you dimension doored through.
Okay.
And we are now technically out of combat.
I want to change into one of the guards that we just killed.
I need you to roll a perception check for me.
Five.
You kind of look like a human. You look human. You don't really look like any of the bodies or that you remember seeing. It's almost like you were trying to mimic the one that was invisible, but you're not. You never got a good look at them.
The last bite was a toddler biting out of sheer rage because nothing was working.
Yeah, well, it terrified the other person. They failed the horror check, so they ran. And
Snap.
sounded the alarm.
Nothing's hitting.
Look, my bad guys want to live too.
So, I want to loot the knight's body that fell next to me.
Okay. You're both looting the same person?
He
My
never said
kill.
anything about looting. He just said he was gonna mimic.
No, I said same.
Oh, okay.
Afterwards, so...
Because, yeah, cause
Well,
that's
you
what I was
called it,
thinking.
so you go first.
Yeah, you go
Alright.
first and whatever you don't
Was it
feel.
based off of perception?
I want you to go ahead and roll investigation. By the way, you already find a heavy crossbow and a greatsword.
Okay.
And there's a set of damaged foot.
Net 20.
Okay. So, you find a holy symbol to Lolth made out of platinum.
Platinum holy symbol?
Yep.
Alright.
It's it has blood on it,
Okay.
but they were wearing it. Kalora just ate a guy. You find 3 silver pieces and a gold. Damaged plate mail. A letter to their mother. Talking about how wonderful their new job has been guarding people here at the castle. They treat their men quite well. Service to the dragon is wonderful. I will send more gold soon.
Shouldn't have tried to eat.
You said 1 gold?
Yes. Remember, board's
how
covered.
many
They're
silver?
sending money home. We'll call it 5.
5 silver. Alright.
And 2 copper coins to lay over people's eyes. But you wouldn't know the last part of that.
Okay.
And
So, a platinum holy symbol, a crossbow, a great sword.
a heavy crossbow.
Okay.
Heavy matters.
Yep.
Heavy
It's
crossbow,
meat.
great sword, letter to mom, the gold piece, 5 silver pieces, the 2 little copper coins.
Yep.
And
That's
you
it.
said like plate. Again, it's plate mail.
Yeah, the plate mail that they're wearing that currently has holes in it from the things that you all did. Not to mention the tempering has been completely screwed off by Herbie.
I'm not gonna bother taking that.
It's also full plate and heavy.
Is there anything left to possibly loot on that
Okay.
body?
You can look.
I mean, you're welcome to ask.
At this
me
point,
last.
it might just be comedy that you find.
I'm gonna go
Might.
loot the other dead person at the bottom of the stairs.
Okay, so you're gonna loot the person at the bottom of the stairs?
Yeah.
Okay, so you actually find a bag full of spell components. Let's see, what else? You find a spell book.
And
A
you
dagger.
You shouldn't have to roll a search.
These are just the things that you would easily find on them. A satchel full of random shit, a spell book, and a
Right.
dagger. Now go ahead and roll, investigation.
Investigation.
Because we don't know how much money they had.
19.
19? So... $2 gold, 5 silver, and 7 coppers in a coin purse.
And how many gold?
2.
2 gold, 7 copper,
5 silvers.
or 5 silvers, yeah.
Yep.
And what was your roll on perception for that one?
Was that I thought that was investigation.
On your investigation, yeah.
19.
19, and on a 19,
I gotta make this.
you would also find a golden ruby ring, 2 gold teeth, and on close inspection and finding that this person is female, you find that they have very intricate piercing adornments in the shape of a corset done in platinum rings down their back. Each ring is worth a gold piece.
And how
But they-
many?
24.
So 24 platinum.
Rings worth 24 gold. They are piercing rings. They are 24 platinum earrings at a 12 gauge, if you really want to know the piercing size. And you would notice that they have quite a bit of very intricate tattoo work. It's very elaborate. It shows an image of a dragon eating god. Eating a god. Of ice.
A dragon ice.
A dragon, just a dragon.
Okay.
Eating a god that seems to be an embodiment of ice. And this is tattooed pretty much from about the base of her spine, because you would have to strip the body, all the way down to, well, because she was wearing nothing more than robes. We'll just put it this way. It's pretty much a full body suit over top of all the bits and pieces. We're talking a woman of average build. She's not huge, she's not big, she's not overly busty, nothing. She's not tiny, she's not skinny, she's not a supermodel. She was just average. Like, plain Jane. Covered from everything but the face to the floor with this one perpetual image that seems to put a seam right where would you go? You would go to zip somebody out of their human suit.
Okay.
Like in order to see the whole picture, you'd have to skin her.
Yeah.
And it does it the same way up the arms and legs so that the whole thing looks like it.
Like is this a suit?
You didn't take the other guy out of the plate, ma'am. Yeah. Yeah, but it's done so that it looks like where all of the, like, where you would skin it lines
Yeah.
are where the seam on the image is. It's not a... It's literally like they just wrapped the image and where it collided, they left it, and it's right on the skinning line so that they can take the skin off eventually and have the picture still.
Interesting. So in other words, skin it. Like doing that.
That's what I'm thinking. I might skin this chick.
It will take you approximately 30 minutes to skin her. You did just create a large amount of noise and you are in the middle of a stairwell. I'm just saying.
No, let him.
Well, I'm taking suggestions. You know, we're supposed to talk this shit out. Like, I'm asking, do you want me to or not?
I mean, if you point it out to me, like, because obviously I'm not over there, but if you point it out to me, I can come over and skin it for you.
It's still going to take you about 30 minutes in an area where you just made a very loud noise.
I was to say that I could probably be quieter because, you know, he does skin, track, tan.
Yeah. You're still at the scene of the crime.
Yeah.
So, do you at least want to come look at the tattoo?
There's a tattoo?
Yeah.
Alright, well shit. I mean,
So, Laura, what you doing? Other than tasting human.
And they're looting the body that I just fell off the thing with, yeah?
No, they're looting that. They already looted that one. That's where the great sword and the heavy crossbow and everything came from. The plate mail is still intact. It was not removed from the body because it's pretty fucking damaged after you all. They're down at the bottom of the stairs investigating the magic user's body.
I haven't made it there yet.
I'm taking, I do
We
go
can
down.
say that you're out of combat. Yeah, you made it
I
there.
do go down the rest of the stairs. I am going to doors and listening.
It's just the room down below, and you can see where there's passages that lead off to other parts of the castle. You're pretty sure people can hear the bells right now because that's echoing through everything.
Yep, I was listening more specifically for if I can hear people or things moving toward us right now.
Towards you, no. Through hallways and like metal boots clanging on things and shoes, you can start hearing that rumbling all over the place, and shouts across courtyards are starting up. Are you all sticking with the body where it is? You also can see this now completely naked and obviously tattooed, like you need to unzip them out of their suit in order to get the whole picture.
I'm paying no attention to that.
Where are we hearing these people coming from? Like, are they just like all crowding in?
You
all
can't
over?
tell because there's too many different corridors.
Is there any way I can like view the image on the person's back and like memorize it? Like, you know, photographic memory kind of deal? That way I don't have
Go
to
ahead
sit
and
and
roll
make a lot of
perception.
noise.
We'll call it a difficulty of 15.
Hey, I got a 15. Plus my perception, which is bringing me to 21.
Cool. So, you managed to get enough to realize that this is an image of a god, like a mural type image.
Yeah.
You get enough of an idea to go that this is a mural depicting a story that maybe was lost to history because you've never heard anything like this before,
Okay.
of a god being eaten by a dragon.
Okay.
And this is a type of dragon you've never heard of.
Okay.
It looks like it's literally made of clouds and frost and cold.
Okay.
but it's eating a god.
Okay.
And it seems that the dragon metamorphoses throughout the image as you take a good look.
What kind of god is it eating? Like, am I gonna know the god? Am I gonna know?
You know. Actually, go ahead and roll a religion check.
Well, I mean, like, you're saying a god. Like, if it's a god.
It's obviously a deity, but go ahead and roll a religion check. Let's see how religious Wisp is.
Yeah.
I
It's a wisdom check.
I was gonna say I don't have a religion.
No, it's
on here.
intelligence.
Mm.
It's above sleight of hand.
No, on mine, above sleight of hand is my acrobatics.
He's got it's a different.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I have religion on here. Jesus Christ.
What you roll?
A fucking 2 plus a 1. Got a 3.
The answer is, well, you're sure it's a deity that dragon's eating? The best that you can tell is that dragon eat god, dragon get powerful.
Okay, but am I? What I want to know is like, am I going to see like what kind of power the god had? Like,
Not at a
elements
3.
or any of that?
No, not at a 3.
I was trying.
Not at a 3.
I mean, Wisp only has an intelligence of 12. So I mean.
And with the time being where it is, and with people having schedules and things that they need to do this evening, I'm going to call it right here as you contemplate the image of a god being eaten. And you can go ahead and move the rest, because I'm going to need it all when you take the picture.
All of the.
Yeah, because I'm going to need it in case you all decide to revisit this place so I can recreate the map.
Okay.
I'll do next week if you pick me up closer to 2.
Yeah, not a problem. Actually, I can't say that. It depends on what the transmission issues are.
Yeah, that has been an issue. But with that, we hope you all had fun. Please remember to like, share, subscribe. Harass your friends about watching us. I mean, we'd like the subscribers and the views. We really would. Beyond that, though, as always, live long and prosper.